When I speak to a lot of founders, what I tend to see, especially post-exit founders, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this, is the first business is almost a blueprint on things not to do. And then the second or third business is their way of going, all right, here are the 101 things I should not have done. I am now going to make sure that I don't do them for the second company or the third company. And so for me, that's the framework that I'm using for my next thing.
Well, my observation is that it works really well if the person processes the experience of the first business well enough, takes time, heals, goes through introspection, knows themselves better, have some sense of purpose, which may change over time, but at least they're motivated by something that has very clear definition.
Yeah.
Then it works. What I see a lot is some people just rush into the next business right away. And oftentimes then they give up because actually they don't have enough drive, because they don't have that purpose. And money is no longer a purpose, and proving yourself is no longer a purpose. So they just give up because it's still hard, even the second time around.
Yeah.
I made that mistake, so it's close to the heart. And then I closed that company.
Yeah.
I just wasn't driven.
Yeah, that's interesting. How long into the company did you close it?
About a year and a half.
Got it.
And, quite a significant financial investment, because second time around, I also thought, oh, now I can afford to not work as hard to hire better people than I did before. All that makes a lot of sense. What I completely underestimated is how I myself would feel. So I had the best team in the world, and I still closed the business.
Interesting.
Very important.
Because you just didn't have the drive to do it.
Yeah, because I didn't take that time. And after I closed it, I went through the full process, and I waited until I, felt that I knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
Not what I was doing, but what I wanted.
It's so interesting because one of my co-founders has just gone on to start a new business. Like pretty much right after we sold, went on to start a new business. And I haven't started a new business, and it's been about 18 months now. And sometimes, he and I talk about his business, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's quite cool. And sometimes I'm like, why haven't I started something else?
Yeah.
But I also know that I'm just not in the right frame of mind. And as you said, I haven't quite figured out the reason I would do it. It's just more like, well, I'm 29. How else do I spend my time? The thing I really enjoy is business. I love talking about business. I love creating content about business. I love reading about business. So like, if that is what I enjoy, then I should be doing a business. But then, as you mentioned, even though our journey was 6 years, like, business is hard, right?
It is.
Difficult. And I think having been through that experience, I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be hard. Are you prepared to not, after 6 months, be like, why the heck am I doing this? Like, I don't need to do this. So, I'm now going to go to Costa Rica, right? So I think that because I'm not in that mind frame just yet, I'm not ready to. And it encourages me to hear that you have a similar thing and you shut yours down after a year, because I think that can definitely be a pain point for a lot of exited entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And closing that business was very hard.
Yeah.
My ego, and I cried.
Oh, really?
For like 2 months.
I don't know.
Yeah, because the business was also at a good stage when there was a product market fit, there was a good team. But sometimes you just have to be honest with yourself. Like, it really wasn't driven. And I did the right thing. I wish I started it a bit later. I wish I gave myself a bit more time. So I personally think you're doing the right thing.